So I've been mulling over starting a video series where I talk about my son Tristen, so that I can both share him with more of the world now that he has passed and can't do it himself, as well as to help me to process the loss of my son. There'll be a lot of catharsis, I believe, in continuing to think about him and talk about him and focus on all the wonderful things instead of the sadness of his loss or things like that. So I think this video series is both altruistic in that it's meant to help other people by learning more about Tristen, but it's also selfish on my behalf, because I know that doing this, even though it's uncomfortable, will help me to begin to evolve through my different phases of grief and hopefully come out the other side in a place where I can think of Tristen anytime I want, and it just puts a smile on my face instead of having some sadness. So that's my goal for doing these. So I don't really have a format in mind. I started to write some stuff down, and I was spurred on by my wonderful therapist Anne-Marie last week to get my butt in gear and start this. It was part of my homework for therapy to do a video and then share it with her. So I had to make sure I had something done. And she even brought the topic that I talked about in my last therapy session about what I thought Tristen would be proud of. And I spoke to the great accomplishments that he had in changing his life. He was in a downward spiral for a good chunk of his life. And when he became freed from the bad stuff around him and was able to be around family that loved him unconditionally and have support mechanisms surrounding him, so when he made a mistake, he was not beat down about it, but picked up and found ways to learn from it. He grew immensely. I had worried for a long time that Tristen was not going to end up in a good place based off his path through his younger years and even his early teens. And boy, did he show me wrong. I like being wrong like that. That's the kind of wrong I want. Because he blossomed into something unbelievable, something amazing in a relatively short period of time. Just a couple of years, he went from hauling butt one direction and turned around and brought it back the other way in a positive direction. And it was quite amazing to me. And we had talked about it multiple times, Tristen and I told him how proud I was, and he said he was proud of himself for that too, because he knew he had to do that hard work to be where he was. So what I want to do is I want to share a couple other things that I think Tristen would be proud of, things that he and I talked about, worked together on, and that he had to do himself to get to where he was. We'll start with just some pictures. Tristen was the fisherman. He loved fishing, starting as young as being a tiny little baby. And that's up in, I believe, up in Vancouver, Washington. He's fishing up there. Fish is almost as big as him. So I love looking at these older ones. A little bit older here, fishing off the side of a boat there. There are literally thousands of pictures of Tristen fishing. These are some of the fun fishing trips he went on here. You can see he's got a salmon on there. He's bringing it in closer, and they eventually get that turkey in. You can see it's a big one. It's almost as big as he is. Look at that. He loved fishing in the Pacific Northwest. That was the single favorite thing of his. Nothing compared to that. As is evidenced by more pictures of him with fish and more pictures of him with fish. And these are just a couple that I have laying around. Look at him with his long hair in that one. Hippie. And then, of course, a more recent one with his neck beard. I don't know what that was about. He looks like he's going Amish here, but hey, it's his face. He can do whatever he wants. So I just want to show those pictures. He was incredibly proud of his extensive knowledge of fish. It was something he loved and something he spent his free time learning and researching about because he enjoyed it. He loved fishing. He loved everything about fish. And he became a resource of information to many people because of his depth of knowledge on fishing. And he didn't realize how valuable he was already in his young age for that depth of knowledge and resource. In fact, one of the things I wanted to share that I thought he'd be proud of, and I can't really tell him this, but I'll at least show the top up here. This is Sportsman's Warehouse up in Washington. This is the schedule for Sportsman's Warehouse where Tristen worked. in 2023. He loved going to Sportsman's Warehouse, always knew all the employees there. And one day one of the employees said, "Hey, you should work here. You know so much about fishing stuff." And he's like, "Yeah, I should." And he ended up working there. That was an interesting thing that happened many times with Tristen, where he just shared his love of fishing with other people, just random people on the bank, at a lake or on a riverbank, in various different places and capacities. And they ended up bringing him into the fold. He ended up getting multiple jobs because of that commonality of fishing, love for fishing. So it's been something that's been super valuable to him beyond just his love for it. Let's see here, we got up at Sierra Nevada Job Corps. He was the student of the month. Why is student of the month such an important thing for Tristen? This is what month was this? This was in mathematics, by the way. Okay, in August of 2022. Why is this a big deal? Tristen hated math. He hated it. He and I sat at the kitchen table many times when he was younger, going to school, and we just fought tooth and nail to get him to do his math homework. He hated it. I was really good at math, and so things that dealt with that subject came very easily to me. Not so much for him. He didn't get those genes from me, so we had to try and get it from my head over into his head, and that was a great challenge for me. I had to learn how to teach better with him. I became better because of that. And when he did dial back the fighting attitude with me during the sessions we tried to work on math, he learned it pretty quickly. And so that's evidence that he not only could he do well at math, but he could excel at math. And he did that by himself, far away from me. I didn't help him with any of that, and he should be very proud of that. It's quite amazing. This is his Clark County School District academic history. A bunch of documents here from when he went to school and he was up in Clark County, and all the data that transferred over. And I don't have it with me because I didn't grab it on the way out, but I actually have his high school diploma. He graduated. He did not graduate with the school. He ended up going back and getting his GED. But he did that of his own accord. Nobody made him. I didn't even bother asking him. He said he wanted to do that, so he did it. And he got his GED of his own accord because he understood the value of education, and also to have those landmarks a long time of, did you graduate high school? Those kinds of questions. So he was able to say yes. And he took the time to do that, and he was very proud of that. So let's see here. What else do I have? I got kinds of goodies here. This is a notebook that Tristen got to take notes in about important information. Tristen's important crap, it says on the outside. Oh, it's important crap. So there are different work classroom assignments I can see in here, things he's writing about a book report, stuff that deals with money and financial institutions and different type of political parties and economic systems. So he was obviously learning about these things. We had lots of conversations about politics, about economic policy, all kinds of things. And he has a lot of notes in here, and I can see from the notes that it was literally notes he took from us talking, which was really cool. So the ability for him to pull himself out from the mire of hearsay and the chitter chatter of social media, where people all have opinions and they throw them at you very vigorously, not necessarily supported with anything, but they have opinions. Tristen would hear all kinds of things, and he'd come in, "Dad, is this real? Is this true that this person's doing that and that?" I was like, "Well, that's a little hyperbole that's going around in the political circles." And he said, "Why don't people make stuff up or lie about that?" I'm like, "Well, politics is rife with that kind of stuff." And so we had lots of conversations about politics, and it was very confusing to him at first, but he understood it after a while. It was very interesting to see how he evolved in his own interpersonal communication with friends and other people he knew, from belief systems he previously held, and then after he learned more information about it, he adjusted his understanding, and his belief systems were different. So when you go back and see those people again, they're like, "Hey, I thought you agree with me." He's like, "No, you told me something, I went and looked it up, and you were full of crap." So I think that's probably as much truth as he used to communicate that to his friends or fishing buddies, whatever. There's a whole bunch of stuff written here about what Tristen wanted to do in the future. Getting his commercial driver's license, how much it cost, what he had to do, get his certificate after high school, go through this class, go to this kind of education, all kinds of stuff. And this notebook is, well, it's intermittent and stuff's random on here. Even has like a monthly income, rent, annual monthly expenses. So we started doing his financials in here. I can see he's got what it takes to buy a house, what it takes to get an LLC. He had big aspirations, dreams, and he was going someplace. And unfortunately, he didn't get the chance to go through the rest of his journey. But boy, did he have some fun while he did. And there were a lot of fish involved. So I want to share those. Something that was very simple, yet important. The certificate of title for the car he bought, his first car, and his insurance for his car that he bought, that he paid for, all this stuff himself. I didn't pay a penny towards this. He did it all. He worked his butt off, multiple jobs if he had to get the things he wanted, to do things right, to save money, to have extra money to pay for other things, for friends, to buy gifts for people and stuff. It was quite amazing what he had become wise enough to know is important in life. So I wanted to finish the video. Sorry. I want to finish this, wrap it up real quick, because this is just supposed to be a short intro, with what am I proud about with Tristen. Everything. Everything he did right. Everything he messed up. Every mistake he ever made. Every error. Every time he did something perfectly. I was proud of everything about Tristen. I am. Got in my hand his certificate of live birth. When he was born. Henderson, Nevada, 2000, August 6th. I still remember when he popped out. 12:24 a.m. I was tired and cranky. Mom was tired and cranky. And boy, he wasn't tired, but he was cranky. I remember that moment. My life changed forever. And every day subsequent to that, and every interaction with Tristen, he changed my life for the better. He helped me to be a better person, a better dad, a better brother, a better son. Wise beyond his years. But I'm incredibly proud of everything he's done and everything he's accomplished, because it has waves and ripples of positivity that's gone out into the universe. It's impacted thousands of other people in a positive way, the things that he did in just the short years he was on this planet. He was only 23. Imagine what he could have done if he had some more time. I'll probably talk about that, what I believed he would do. That'd be a good video. So until next time, Tristen, I'm still talking about you.